Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel, Lifestyle with Hadassa. I remain your very beautiful host, Adeyemo Esther. I film about lifestyle, health and faith, and I feel the need to reintroduce myself because we have a lot of new subscribers on this channel. You guys are very welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for always coming back to watch more videos. And if you just joined us, I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you so much for joining our family, joining our growth process. And yeah, thank you guys so much for the love on my last video, which was my very first sponsored video, by the way. For all the congratulatory messages, you guys are always so open and so encouraging and like celebrate every single victory and every single win with me. Thank you so much. Welcome to all our new subscribers. If you're new here and you're just seeing for the very first time, I do hope that you like the video and you decide to join our family by subscribing and also turning on your notification bell. That said, I am going to go right into this video. Today's video is just basically going to be a chit chat kind of video. I'm also going to be introducing some things, some new things, because like I've been thinking a lot about my channel and some additions I am going to be making. So yeah, I'll be introducing them to you. So today guys, we're just basically going to be talking about 2020, like all of it, all of 2020. I feel like I have just been moving through the year without really going back. Like throughout the year when things have been happening, I'm just like, okay, let's just move on, let's just move forward, let's just move. I mean, that's the hashtag. Let's just move, because like if you really dwell on everything that's been happening this year, it's to just weigh you down. But today I'm just going to go over everything that happened again in the year, because we're in December. Yes, we're in the new month. Thank God, like God is so faithful. He has been so faithful and he's still so faithful. Like the year is already coming to an end. It has been quite a year, and I know that is the story for a lot of us, a lot of you guys. So yeah, let's just try. I think it's necessary that we go over the year, pick the lessons we can pick for the next year, not because there's any difference, not because there will be like any dramatic difference between this year and next year. It's just like the next day. Yeah, but just to do better. It has been quite a year. It has been very different from any other year. Like there's no year like this year. There's no year like 2020. I remember at the beginning of this year, I was in a place where I felt really tired. I felt so exhausted. I just felt really drained. I know that period was like exam period. We normally have exams from like December through to January, February. So yeah, I know it was like exam period, but that was not the only thing that was like wearing me out. I can't even fully remember what exactly was happening at that time, but I just know I was at a place where I felt really drained, I felt really tired. And I remember I kept saying like, can everything just stop? I journal from time to time, like, and I had a lot of notes where I would just write down and be like, God, I'm tired, can everything just stop? I need to take a break, can everything just pause for a while? I knew I could decide to stop. I knew I could just decide to like stop, but if I actually did stop, the world was not going to stop. Like the whole world was going to keep going on. Do you get? Like the whole world was going to keep going forward and keep doing what it's doing, and I'll be the only one stopping. So by the time I come back from my break, I'll have to catch up. I'll have to try to catch up with the world and like try to catch up from where I stopped, because the world did not stop when I stopped. So like that was the issue, because I didn't want to just stop and the whole world keeps going, and I now have to like start struggling to catch up. If there's one thing this year has shown me, is to be more careful with my mouth, more careful with my words. When Jesus said, you don't know what manner of spirit you are, there's actually power in our tongue, because the world actually did stop. Like somehow it stopped. The sad thing though was like the way it stopped was not what I wanted, it's not what I was looking for. I was not praying for a pandemic, and it was very sad that that was what forced us to stop, because a lot of people were lost in the process, family, friends. That was the first blow that this year gave us, COVID. And it was so funny when it started at first, because it was just like the semester before I had learned about COVID, like corona, and then all of a sudden there is a pandemic, there's a virus all around the world. So yeah, but looking back at the year, when I consider like the bad and good highlights and all, it was bad that it was a pandemic that like forced us to stop. But on the other hand, we actually got to rest, got to stop. there is just one thing that I'm thankful for, is the fact that I actually got to stop and somehow catch my breath and like rejuvenate, because I really needed it at that time. You know, like at the beginning of the year, our theme at church was rest, God's rest, and a lot of churches actually had the same thing. Now I get why like my pastor kept emphasizing on God's rest, because there are different kinds of rest. There was rest that was brought by pandemic. I can say that this year I really got God's rest. And why I say that is because in midst of everything, in midst of all the chaos that was happening, somehow I was able to stay sane. I was able to focus on God and not worry about things the way I would normally do. That just helped me through the year. That just helped me, like every time I heard the bad news, I heard something bad, I'm like, God, no, I'm not going to focus on these things. Painful, it's sad. I'm going to like cry about it, but I'm not going to like focus on it. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to let it overwhelm me, because I'm focusing on you, Jesus, and I know you're able and you're going to take us out of this. There will not always be this problem, and you're going to like deliver us. Every single time that I spent in fellowship, every single time that I spent time in the presence of God, every single time that I just focused on Jesus and not on the problem, I felt better. So basically for me, despite all that happened this year, my time in presence of God was a healing process for me. It was like my therapy sections. Like when I go into the presence of God, it was like I was going to see my therapist, because when I go in with every problem I had, maybe there was something going wrong, like there was a bad news, and I went into his presence like with all of that hurt and all of that heaviness, it was like I was going to pour out my heart to him and trust God to always do the work. He was always healing me. He would always do work on me. And when I come out, it's not like I'm coming out because everything is now okay. No, things are still happening, storms were still around, but I came out better. I came out feeling assurance. I came out feeling hope. I came out with my faith increased. And that brings me to another aspect of my channel, which I'm going to be introducing to you guys pretty soon. So as you all know, my channel is about lifestyle, health and faith, but I have been doing more of focusing on like lifestyle and health to an extent. But now I'm going to go more into the faith aspect of my channel. So I'm going to be introducing Shifa. Shifa is a word that means healing. As I said before, my time in the presence of God are always like healing sessions for me, and I'm hoping guys to extend the same healing that I receive every time I spend time in God's presence to you guys, and that is why I'll be introducing Shifa. So look out for all the episodes of Shifa. It promises to be amazing, it promises to always lift your spirit and always bless you. Yeah, by the way, shout out to my friend Shifa. I got the name from her. Like when the lockdown started, I not want to go out like that, but locking me down, like locking us down, just it was like prison. I think this year forced us to be grateful for a lot of things that we just saw as normal. Like imagine being grateful for the ability to move about, for the liberty and the freedom to move. And we never knew how precious these things were. We never knew how important or how we needed to be grateful for all these little things until they were taken away from us. Now I go out and I'm grateful for the opportunity to gather with people, to gather with believers. By the way, right now, second wave of lockdown here in Georgia, they put us on another round of lockdown. God help us. Imagine if we had lockdown all through the year. That would be really bad. So I'm grateful even for the short interval that we had when the lockdown and restrictions were taken away and we were able to move. That lockdown just really did a lot of things to me personally. It got me thinking a lot. Thank God for God. He's still working on me. He's still renewing my mind. He's still changing me daily by his word. But I used to be a person that thinks a lot, like I worry a lot, but I developed a coping mechanism against that, which was moving, always working, always like never letting my mind be idle, never letting myself just be idle. But lockdown came and we were all forced to stay at home. Even for a while, school was not in session until before we started like the online school and all. It just put me in a space where it left me alone with my thoughts, because there was nothing else I could really do. I bid, I'm a jewelry designer, and like bidding is one thing that when I do, I forget every other thing. It got to a point where I got tired. I got tired of movies, I got tired of bidding, I got tired of every other thing. There was no school, so no studying, even of reading. I got tired, and it was just me and my thoughts looking at each other like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do now? And it was hell. It was hell. That's what I can say. Like There were days when my housemate and I would just walk out, we'd take a walk, leave the house because we're scared. Like we're almost slipping into depression, and we did not want that. So we just go out, take a walk, just to maybe like getting some fresh air and all. I was trying to find things to like keep myself busy. I said before, like I always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but somehow for some reason I like never really looked into it. But this year, like I had time on my hands, more time on my hands. That's not why I started my channel, by the way. I started my channel because I had more time on my hands, true, but it's not because I was bored or just because I was trying to stop thinking. Well, yeah, it was one of the reasons that actually pushed me finally to start. And so like starting up the channel was another problem, because when I wanted to start at first, and like I was telling my friends, telling my family that I want to start a channel, everyone was very supportive. Everyone had positive remarks, like almost everyone. Maybe only about 2 people gave me like negative remarks or comments. But when they asked, so what's the channel going to be about, I never had anything to say. Like I'll just be like, vlogs, mostly vlogs. At first I did not even know what I wanted to do exactly, but after like doing research and all, asking questions, and I finally settled for like lifestyle, health and faith. And somebody asked me a question. He was like, so you basically want to sell yourself? That statement just made me think a lot, and then I started to ask myself a lot of questions like, I want to sell myself. What am I selling? Who am I? I started to question a lot of things about myself, a lot of things about things I was doing, a lot of my preferences and all. And I said this before in a previous video of how I had a lot of strong characters around me that were now influencing me. So that's why, like, when I was asking myself, who are you? Like that, I honestly did not have an answer. I was not so self-aware. This period was a very painful period for me. It used to hurt me so much. I just felt like, Esther, you're 21 years. How can you not know who you are? I don't know if you guys get me. Do you get what I'm saying? The problem was not with my identity, and I say that because I always knew my identity. I always knew what my identity was, because my identity is found in Christ. It's found in His Word. Everything that He has said about me, that is who I am. So it was not about that. The problem was I was not self-aware, because like I said, these strong influences I had around me were kind of like influencing me, and it was basically made me feel like I was drowning. It was not like bad. It's not like they were bad influences, no. But I just felt like I was adopting every other person's perspective of life, what every other person thinks, and like what every other person likes, and losing myself. Even starting YouTube was like, why am I starting a YouTube channel? Is it because people around me are doing it? What do I want to talk about? Is it what every other person is talking about, or I really have something that I want to give? Basically, 2020 made me find myself. I'm still in the process of finding myself every day, but it made me sit down with my thoughts, in the tears and all the crying. Thoughts that maybe would have come before, and I'll never notice them because I'm busy, or I'll just push them away because I'm able to, because I have something else to do. I could not push those thoughts away anymore. I had to actually sit down, ask myself questions, and find the answers. The problem with answering these questions is, you know when you're lying to yourself. You can say, I like this, but you don't actually like it. You just like it because your friend or somebody says they like it, or you've been taught to like it all your life. I had to actually tell myself the truth. I had to stop lying to myself about a lot of things, and actually be sure that my narrative of myself was actually my true narrative. That's what I mean by I found myself. Maybe on that video I'll like explain what I mean, because I don't know if everybody like gets it. So in case you're in that struggle, then maybe I'll be able to help you with that. If you want me to do that video, please say it in the comment section. It also really helps me re-establish my identity in Christ, and that's another thing I'm really grateful for, because it was like at a point I was forgetting how precious I am to my Father in heaven, and the apple of God's eye, like that I'm a king's daughter, a queen. So like that period also helped me like be more aware of my identity in Christ. There's something about death. When death is happening like far off, when it's happening 100 miles away, you don't really feel it like that. But when it hits home, that's just like a totally different ballgame. And this year I had to cry a lot for a lot of people that we lost, and not even that I lost directly, not people that I lost personally, but like people that my friends lost. And it was really sad. It was so sad, because it felt like this year was just giving us buzz. Like you're coming out of one thing, you're entering another one. At a point it felt like if I heard of another death case, I will not even be able to cry again, because it was becoming like a norm. That period was so scary, it was so dark. Then the protest started. First it was Black Lives Matter ahead of a case in like Namibia. There were cases all around the world. There were forest fires. In fact, the Black Lives Matter period was a really dark time. I had to leave social media. I had to legit go off social media because my heart could not take it anymore, and I needed to stay sane. I needed to keep my sanity. The rape cases actually started while the Black Lives Matter thing was happening. Like rape cases in Nigeria, we started to fight that. NSAS protest started. This NSAS protest, I feel personally, this one shook me the most. It was after this period that I was like, what more? Like, what could be worse? It was very bad. Like, I still remember very well the night that the shooting was happening at the Lekki toll gate in Nigeria, Lagos. Innocent protesters were there and the military came and started to shoot people. I was just crying. I was watching this live and I was shaking. It felt like I knew the people that were there. Like I knew the person that was being shot at. Like DJ Switch, who was doing the live, she was talking and like shouting like they are shooting us. It was very bad. It shook me that even the next morning when I woke up, I legit cried myself to sleep. And when I woke up the next morning, I felt like I had lost someone. Like I felt like I was grieving. I don't think I have ever felt grief as deep as that in my entire life. And I just pray that for the sake of the people that have been lost in all this protest and all this fight, that we win this battle. My government can be very wonderful. I'll just say that and stop. But God help us, because these people, it feels like they don't really have value for human life, which is really scary. Because it's like, if you don't have any value for human life, that means human beings do not matter. Like anybody can just go, anybody can just die, and it doesn't move you. How can human beings still keep living in such a place? I'm not advocating for people to live in Nigeria, by the way, but please, if you can, by all means. But it is well, we believe that there is going to be, I don't know, I feel like I gave up on Nigeria this year. Let us believe that things will get better and things will change in Nigeria and the world at large. So guys, that's basically all, like the rundown of the year. It was not all bad. I had some things I wanted to achieve at the beginning of the year, and I'm thankful to God that I've been able to achieve a lot of them. The year is not over yet. Anything can still happen. So I have not given up. Like a friend of mine encouraged me to, and I'm encouraging you guys to don't give up yet. The year is not over. Anything can happen. Like God is still doing miracles. He's still working wonders. So don't give up yet. Don't lose hope. We still have some days left in December. But I'm thankful to God that we made it to this time of the year. I'm thankful for my family, for my friends. I'm thankful for my friends that have now become family. I'm thankful to God for the gift of people. I'm thankful to God for the opportunity to be alive. I'm thankful to God for YouTube. I'm thankful for you guys, you, my beautiful subscribers. I'm really glad I got to start this channel. Even though it has been challenging, YouTube has put me through hell. It's not easy. It's not all about sitting down and talking or like recording videos and just posting. No. The thought process that goes into YouTube, I have realized it's not easy. I'm thankful to God for the opportunity and even for the opportunity to grow. There's a song that says, I'm going to see your victory, for the battle belongs to you. And that is what God did for me this year. Despite everything that was happening, I could see victory. I could see his hand in a lot of things. So guys, with that being said, I'm going to end this video by talking about things, just two things that I think we should leave this year, like people should drop this year. And I'm saying it clean my heart. Number one, people that tag you 100 times to like different posts so that they can win giveaways. I have nothing against tagging your friends to like a post so that you can win a giveaway. But when you have won like 20, why are you still tagging me? You can tag other people, please don't tag me. Let's be calming down with the tagging. It gets tiring, it's annoying. Why should you be on every giveaway that they're doing on Instagram? Why? Like, why should every giveaway have your name? Number two, please, you guys, a lot of our lives now are on social media. Like, a lot of things we do now are online. School, church, everything is online. It's so annoying when people type and you don't even know what emotion they are expressing because you can't see them. Like, many times I have to call somebody because I cannot really get. I don't know if you're angry, I don't know if you're happy, I don't know if you're sad, I don't know if you are screaming at me. Please, let's not be sounding flat and scary. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned and look out for all the episodes of Shifa. They are going to be amazing. They are going to bless you. I can assure you. By next year, we're going to have more people on my channel. We're going to have more guests talk about like different things. We're going to take things to another level. God is never late. Whenever God appears, that is the right time. So do not give up. Still have hope, still have faith for whatever you're believing God for. You guys, please, I also want to hear your experiences. What was your 2020 like? I'd like to read in the comment section. You guys have been amazing. I'm so grateful, and I do not take it for granted at all. Happy holidays, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. Please remember to wear a mask. Let's still abide by all the rules and try to be safe. I love you guys so much. Until I see you in another video, stay healthy and stay safe. Bye.